So those are the three strategic concepts. Everybody clear on that? We've got the list, we've got true fans, and if you got 1,000 of them, you're set. You are set. Maybe if the true fans that follow you don't make quite as much money, you need 2,000 easy for me to say, true fans. Maybe you need 1,500, but pick your number and go after that. And when you got them, you are set. And then you just got to keep them in the fold. You got to keep releasing material and making life interesting and getting them to follow you. Continuing. And then that last category is the sneezers, which are absolutely golden. Don't ever let them get away. All right, those are three. Now let me turn this on its ear. I want to talk about another strategy. I just recently, one of the things I do on my video blog to make it easy for me is I find somebody like old Lisa who's in PR, and I sit down and I talk to her either over the phone or on camera, live on camera, and I learn everything I can for my viewers and myself about what she does. And so I ask her a lot of questions related to musicians, and wow, all of a sudden I've got 5 or 6 blog posts, and it really works out easily for me. So I'll go out and interview, I recently got a chance to interview somebody that runs a studio, a big studio, Crystal Clear Sound Studios in Dallas, and it's a big studio, and I know people usually walk in and go, I've never been in a studio before, and you don't ever want to do that because engineers will be parachuting into the parking lot to take your money. So I'm trying to educate people that, this is what a studio looks like, this is why it's laid out this way. And, so I get to do all kinds of fun interviews. Well, the latest interview that I've done is with a guy who just simply goes by Ked, and he's got a little company called Ked Records. And he's in a community about an hour north of Toronto. This is not Nashville, it's not LA, and it's not New York. It's not even Dallas. He's up there. He's getting close to the Arctic Circle. And he calls himself a polar bear, and he says he's like 6'6" or whatever, and 300 pounds, and he's a very imposing guy. But he's very marketing savvy, and I think I have a trait that I share with him, and that is kind of a relentlessness. Mine I can attribute to the fact that I'm slightly autistic. I've got Asperger's syndrome, which means I can't shut up, which means I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing right now. Perfect fit. And Ked's a little bit this way, very relentless. So, no, he's not a little bit this way. He may even be more relentless than me. He's described by his friends as a force of nature. Now, he's up there in the middle of nowhere, and he got this idea. He loved motorsports, particularly drag racing. And he wrote songs about it, and he had a passion for it. Not only for his music, but for this sport. I thought, I wonder if there's some synergy there. And he did not do this casually. He joined the National Hot Rod Association. He got the list that way of all the people that run it. He kind of started talking to everybody, every front door, every side door he could get in, and he got them talked into producing a video with one of his great songs, kind of along a ZZ Top sort of sound, to make that the soundtrack for this video about drag racing. Then they're playing this video on a screen like 10 times bigger than that one, and at all these big drag racing events where there's like several 100,000 people show up for several days, he gets himself a booth and he sets up a little TV with the video playing, and he sells his CDs and autographs them and talks to people, and does 6 or 7 of these maybe a year or over a couple of years, and just sells tens of thousands of dollars worth of CDs. Now this is called niche marketing. Another concept. I gave you a little bit more tactic than I wanted to, but at least I kind of show you how it worked. So how do the other three, you can do niche marketing, but don't ignore the first 3 principles. Because while you're talking to these hundreds of thousands of people, or tens of thousands, or even just thousands, I mean, you sell 1,000 CDs, that's still a profit of about $6,000 if you've done it right. So while you're talking to those people in the niche market that you might be going after, don't forget your list, your true fans, and your sneezers, because they're still there, and you have a much bigger opportunity now to collect those names and build that following, build that list. This sounds like a lot of work, doesn't it? Well, guess what? It is. You cannot do this casually. You cannot do this casually. You can drop it down a notch a little lower than I have and do it steadily. I'm cool with that. But steady wins the game.